Hey everybody, it's Gordy with Arkansas Preparedness here, and I have a special guest with me today. I have the luxury of spending a little time with TJ Morris from Bear Independent.
Bear Independent. You got to say it loud and deep.
Loud and deep.
Bear
so
Independent.
If you guys aren't familiar with Bear Independent, he's on YouTube, he's on Patreon, and it's well worth $1 a month. And of course, there's
Hobie 909.
Yep.
Tobias Josiah.
So, Bear likes to ambush people with questions when he's doing videos. So today, I get to turn the tables on him. So,
are y'all really that much shorter than I am? It looks...
Here, let me get closer to the camera. It's so much bigger than you.
Okay.
So, well, he's just...
I'm a big boy too.
Yeah, you are. There you go.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So Bear likes to ambush people with questions, and I subscribe to his Patreon channel. Recommend you do too. Watch his YouTube videos, and I have noticed over the past couple of months, and those of you who have been following him for a little while, remember when he first left North Texas and actually moved up to Arkla, Texahomas, as he likes to say.
Good job. OPSEC, bro.
Over the past couple of months, his attitude, his philosophy about preparedness has changed. So I want you to kind of explain your mindset while you were living North Texas around the Dallas Metroplex and how things were then, and then actually kind of step back and take a look at where you are now and explain what has happened to you and why things are different than they were 2 months ago.
Okay, fair enough. So, I think the best thing you can do in your life is listen to the still small voice.
Agreed.
And so the still small voice has been telling us for years, come out of her, my people, leave, go, just get away.
Well, let me say, there's been a few other voices. Viking Preparedness on YouTube and Patreon has also been bugging both of us. So if you're not familiar with him, go hit him up too.
Yeah. And so, So we being my wife and I were convicted, we need to get out of here. And not just all of a sudden life is great. Oh, boom, we got to go. We knew we wanted land. We knew I grew up on land. She grew up in the country. We knew we wanted land. We wanted that kind of lifestyle for our children. And so we were looking, and we were very willing to be moved by the Spirit. Physically moved. Not just emotionally and spiritually moved. And I don't mean just. You got see, this is why. Because then your daughter brings you an egg while you're shooting a video for the internet.
And that's a chicken butt egg. Oh, it's still warm, too. That's a chicken butt egg. That is not a grocery store egg.
So, for Mr. Hobie, this was a big part of why we left. But we knew we wanted to leave. And we were convicted to leave because we wanted this kind of life. I wanted this as my backdrop, not concrete and asphalt. And so we looked and we looked and we looked. We spent 3 years looking. We prayed over land. We offered on 3 pieces of land in Arkansas. Didn't happen. And then we came here. My wife saw it first and she was like, this is the place. I'm like, whatever, woman. You're just emotional. I'll be the arbiter of that. And I got here and I hopped out of the truck. And because she came and looked on it on her own. And I came here and hopped out of the truck. And I knew. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. This is the place. And so, early spring of last year, we took possession of the property. And now by we all lived here, except I was working down there way too many hours each week, 4 days. But I was leaving my house at 6 a.m. and getting home about 8 or 8:30 p.m. And just putting in tons of hours. And so that was unsustainable. We knew it was just a matter of time before the wheels came off of that train. Yeah. And then we train wrecked way faster and way harder than we thought we were going to. And long story short, I came here full time. So, but in the process of coming here full time, this is now, I've been here 2 weeks. This is the longest period of time I've spent on our property. Prior to that, it was Sukkot.
Yeah.
So now, thank you, Smoke. You're the best.
Right.
So I know.
Am I the only person that's dying here?
Country life.
Okay, so that's your physical journey from there to here.
Right.
I want to talk about your mindset journey.
Well,
what happened in here?
That's where we're going. Okay. So when you live in the suburbs, north of, DFW it's Dallas.
I mean, you were, when I first found your channel,
Yep.
through the recommendation of Viking Preparedness, you were, plate carrier, rifle, and 20 pounds of food, and I'm going to bug out.
Yeah.
And now...
Well, I just had my plate carrier and rifle on this morning. In fact, on my channel, you'll see a video.
But that's for training, not because it's... Okay.
Right, that was for training. But it necessitates that. You can't live in chaos in the suburbs. You're just going, and there's lots of people who think they can. My buddy Squid is one of them, and I wish him the best. I love him like a brother. I'm not doing it. I'm not subjecting my children to that. I'm done subjecting my children to the suburbs in everyday rule of law, let alone chaos.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So the mindset shift there, when you live there, it's kind of like New York. When you're in New York, everybody's an a-hole. But you have to be an a-hole because the system sucks. And listen, New Yorkers, I love you guys. Just bear with me, okay? See what I did there? All right. You have to be an a-hole because the system sucks.
Yeah.
And if you're going to get anywhere in the broken system, you have to be a jerk. Well, the jerks perpetuate the broken system, and it just keeps going. And so when I was in the suburbs, my bug out plan was, and this is just when I was working there when my family was here, 20 pounds of food in the rucksack, rifle, and chest rig, actually, way to pay attention, and I'll just bug out up here, right? But the difference is when you get here, not that this is a sanctuary. It's beautiful, and it's an absolute provision and blessing. But if something was to happen here, it'd still be chest rig, rifle, rucksack, and now we go to the next location.
Right.
But man, I can breathe easy here now because my food is right over there coming up out of the ground, and right over there eating acorns in the woods. And it's right there, and I'm not having to compete for extremely limited or non-existent resources with a large swath of the population. That is a losing proposition. There's too much left to chance for that.
So let me ask you this.
So I can now take control over the well-being of my family, and there's a lot less variables outside of my control now being here. Go ahead.
So 2 months ago, everywhere you went when you were down in the suburbs or in town,
yep,
everywhere you went, you had usually your plate carrier and your rifle with you everywhere you went.
Correct.
If you leave here and go to town to go to the grocery store, is a plate carrier necessary?
No. I recently had to go visit a client I had the joy of visiting a client for a day in an undisclosed location nearish to here. And that was the first time since I've been here where I was like, I might put a rifle in the truck just in case. And other than that, sidearm, but...
In most places that you go, it's really not necessary, but with your history, so forth and so on, you want to be able to protect your family, and crazies can show up anywhere. Okay, so
it's a statistical anomaly, but if it happens, the consequences of not being able to put deadly force on target, I'm not interested in how that ends for my family.
Right.
So the only way to beat deadly force is with deadly force.
Exactly.
Faster, better, harder. So that's why I carry.
But you don't need 7 magazines and a plate carrier to go buy groceries.
10 to 12.
Okay.
No, but it is.
I know a retired infantry officer, and somebody asked him, how many magazines do you want? When things really go bad, how many magazines do you want? And he goes, all of them?
All of them, yeah.
So that was the gist of it is, the main thing is I wanted to, when you live in town, in the city, it's a whole different mindset because you have to be condition orange all the time.
All the time.
When you come out of Her My People, when you get out of town, find you a few acres out somewhere where your nearest neighbor is a brisk walk down the road.
Right.
Then,
well,
you don't need the plate carrier. I mean, you want to have the plate carrier and you want to have it ready to go. You want to have it accessible. But, I mean, walking around with just a pistol on your hip is really all you need on the day-to-day.
And the likelihood that you're going to need hard armor goes way down. And, honey, you were just talking with Sister Kate about that yesterday. Come out of her, my people. So you can go Sister Kate Shofar Mountain and see my wife, HamiBiscuits.com. The softer side of survival.
I like that.
I love it. And my mistress, Hobie909. But it's a recurring theme around here. It's not that you don't harden up or can't harden up, but the scenarios in which you need to harden up are, man, it goes way down.
Right.
And if somebody's coming, because we get the occasional weirdo on the channel. What are you going to do when somebody's raping your wife and murdering your children?
I saw that
Kill
video
them.
recently.
That's what I'm going to do. That's not going to happen. Because I can hear your truck coming from 2 miles away.
Right.
And that's not an exaggeration.
Right.
That's true.
I can hear you coming. Oh, well, I'm not bringing a truck. Okay, we're not going to get into that. Go stand in the creek and save me having to dig a hole.
Right.
So, but your sphere of influence expands when you get out here, right? And so you have longer lead times, longer lines of sight, so you don't have to be as switched on all the time. And by being here and actually carrying yourself at a lower condition of readiness, we'll say, it's not that you're less alert, but you're more relaxed. And the Japanese, the Asians can tell you when you strike, a relaxed muscle moves faster and hits harder than a tense muscle. So I'm actually better prepared, more ready, and more secure here just from a personal standpoint than down there, because it's not that I can't go there, but I don't have to carry myself as if I'm about to go there all the time. And just the stress reduction. Oh my gosh. It's the middle of the day.
Which lower stress is going to improve your health,
right?
Your life longevity, all of it. Your relationship with your family is going to be so much better.
So, yeah.
So in the cities, you could have Antifa or some other mob, a street gang or whatever. Real possibilities. Out here, the biggest threat is probably going to be a rabid coyote.
Yeah.
Or the occasional tweaked out meth head or something, which can easily be dealt with. You're not up in the middle of... What? Did you forget your map?
Not at my house.
So, it's a whole different level of conditioning. And you can hear a lot more things than, like he was talking about, being able to hear the car or truck or car, whatever, coming from 2 miles away. That's because you don't have train noises and sirens and blaring music and everywhere around you when you're in town. So come out of her, my people, lest you have to deal with her plagues.
Yep.
So thank you, Bear.
Amen. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Hobie909.
Hobie909.
Gordon of the APN. Random chicken in the background.
A random chicken.
My lovely wife.
And my
your lovely wife. And one of my 3 children.
Yes.
And the creek.
All right.
Shalom.
Go check out his channel. Check out his Patreon. And we'll catch you next time, folks.